Today, I will be discussing with you protect your peace because, baby, your peace is sacred. But before we do, I want to remind you why I even started my YouTube channel. You see, my dream is to empower entrepreneurs to achieve breakthrough results while unlocking their full potential for increased revenue and time freedom through holistic mind, body, and soul strategies. Each time I do this, I ask entrepreneurs to help me help you close the gap between your desires and your reality. And the way you do that is by reaching out and getting connected. Hi, I'm Brenda the Soulutionist, and today let's talk about protecting your peace. I even have some tea today because, baby, I needed everything I could to protect my own. I spend most of my days right here in my Zoom room, helping entrepreneurs from around the world gather their thoughts, close the gap between their desires and the reality, find ways to live their best life with their families and with their business. This week here in America, it has been very challenging because of the elections. I was really taken aback by how many people have just got stuck just with a sense of hopelessness and a desire to just crawl under their covers and disappear. The reality is, we're going to be okay, you guys. I promise. And so today I thought I'd share with you some of my thoughts on how we can protect our peace because it is something that we need to discuss. Today alone, I was in a room with a bunch of beautiful women, and there was different levels of anxiety. Yesterday, the same thing, a lot of tears, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of thoughts. And I began to think about what are the things that people shared about how they were going to get through this that I would share today so that maybe something that I say today will get someone out there thinking of how they can protect their peace because, baby, this too shall pass. I promise you that. The first thing I want to remind everybody is to recognize your energy vampires. You know, sometimes they don't show up this obvious that they're bloodsuckers waiting to take the very life out of you financially, spiritually, socially, mentally, emotionally, financially. Sometimes they come dressed as purveyors of light. What you have to do is recognize the people, places, and things that drain your energy so that you can get them out of your way. You know, right now, if social media, the news, or people in the various views are causing you to have an energy drain, baby, take a break, step back, get away from those things that are draining the life out of you because it is so important to protect your peace, and one of the best ways to do that is to remove the things or the people that is causing that energy drain. There is nothing, and I repeat, nothing wrong with taking a step back and saying, I just can't do this right now. I know I'm currently doing that until January. I'm slowing down on the events that I attend and the things that I do because I knew I needed to reevaluate what I wanted to do going forward. So, in order to do that, I had to recognize those things that were draining the very life out of me and put a stake in them. The second thing is set boundaries like a boss. Baby, that stop sign is real in my life. I'm taking fewer calls. I'm not putting myself out there for as many events. I'm making sure I set clear boundaries on what I will and will not do. And right now, I'm even setting clear boundaries on what I will and will not discuss. If I find myself in a situation where I'm talking to someone that is not reasonable, when I say reasonable, that doesn't mean they have to agree with my beliefs or my thoughts, but it does mean that they have the same sensibility that I have, which is that I agree that we can disagree without being disagreeable. I don't care what your party affiliation is. I don't care what your beliefs are. I simply say, if I don't try to change yours, don't try to change mine. And let's find the common ground. What are the common ground things that we can agree on that we can talk about and discuss? And if you want to talk about the things that we don't agree on, then let's just be respectful and remember that it's okay to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. But right now, for some of you, you know that's truly not possible because your emotions are high. So I suggest you take time to reflect and maybe zip it temporarily as you can get your emotions under control. There's nothing wrong with that because all of us needs to know what we can and cannot handle, what we have the emotional and mental, physical, and financial bandwidth for. So set some clear boundaries like a boss, and that will help you protect your peace. Baby, you better curate your inner circle. I am clear about the people that are on my inner circle. You know, you have friends, you have associates, you have family, and all various ranges of people that are in our lives on a daily basis. It is up to you to make sure you clearly cultivate the boundaries and the people that you're going to allow in your inner circle. When I'm talking about inner circle, I'm talking about those people that are speaking into your ear, those people that get your time on a regular basis. If you take your time to cultivate that circle, you won't end up with a lot of unnecessary chatter, especially at this time right now, that will cause you more stress and eliminate your peace. In order to protect your peace, be careful about who you allow in close until you're ready and have the bandwidth to keep moving forward. The other thing I'm going to suggest that all of us do is some practiced radical self-care. I love on the weekends when I get manicures and pedicures, and sometimes I go get a massage. But whatever you need to do right now to take care of yourself, I am begging you, baby, please, please do it. If you need to turn on some music, dance around the house, go play with your pets, hug a loved one, have a conversation with a friend that you haven't talked to for a long time, do that. Practice radical self care. I don't mean be selfish and isolate yourself, but I do mean do those things that light you up and will help bring your vibration up so that you're not sitting down in depression. Excuse me. I know things aren't easy right now, and all of us are going through various levels of stress and the cycle of grief and so on and so forth. But the reality is when you begin to practice radical self-care, meaning that you do the things that you need to do to make sure that you are mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, and financially whole, baby, that will protect your peace. The other thing that I would like to suggest is that you unplug so that you can recharge. Pause all the stuff that's going on right now. Some of you may already have your businesses automated. If you do, I suggest you put that automation into full practice and take a couple of days just for yourself to reflect and sit back. Think about what your next move is going to be. What do you need to do to make sure your family's healthy, happy, and whole? That you're healthy, happy, and whole. Just unplug temporarily. I promise you, nothing's going to go away. I used to suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out. So I would always be on every channel doing all this stuff and everything. And then one day I realized that even if I'm not there, it's going to keep going on. I assure you that it'll be there when you get back. So take the time to unplug, turn off the social media, let your phones go to silent. Do what you need to do, but unplug so that you can recharge to protect your peace. So many of us right now are on edge, and unplugging may be the best thing you can do for yourself so that you can make sure you can stay mentally and spiritually safe. In summary, these 5 things that I shared today are: recognize your energy vampires. What are the things that's sucking the life out of you? Let it go. Set clear boundaries like a boss. Put that stop sign up. No means no. It is a complete sentence. Let people that maybe right now you don't have the time or the energy to support everything and everybody. Support you. Put on your own oxygen mask first and be okay with that. Curate your inner circle. Keep those people that will lift you up and help you be the best version of yourself close and on purpose. Practice radical self-care so that you will take the time you need to be healthy and whole. And then unplug so that you can recharge. Sometimes taking a break from social media can be the best thing you do for yourself. I also want each and every one of us to be patient with yourself and others. Right now, tempers are flaring. People are going back and forth. If you spend all day putting craziness in, guess what? You're going to get craziness out. Sometimes you have to block out the noise and not allow all that to cause you to go into a spiral that will cause you to not be at peace. To protect your peace, you have to give yourself some grace and realize that you're only human. I'm not telling you to don't feel what you feel because, baby, it's real. But I am asking you to be very aware that right now we all need to give ourselves some grace. Can you give yourself the time to accept what has happened, to look for the gratitude in all that has happened, and kind of focus on what you do have, not what you think you're going to lose or what just happened. And then simply breathe. Yeah, that part. Breathe, because it's going to be okay. I always like to take the time to remind everybody to advocate for your own mental health so that you can live your best life. 5 years ago, I advocated for myself when I dialed 988. And as a veteran, I pressed 1. Why? Because I'm worth it. You know, there was a time when I thought I had nothing, and I do mean nothing, to stick around here for. I was about to become yet another unnecessary silence. But I'm so happy that the National Crisis Hotline is open 24/7. That way, if you or someone you love have thoughts of harming themselves or others, they can call that number and get the help they need. If you don't want to call it, call a friend, call a frenemy. The key is call somebody. Don't sit in isolation. Don't stew in your anger. Reach out because help is available. Those are all the slides that I had to share with you guys today. I didn't plan to be on here long because I actually am on break. I am pivoting and revamping what I'm doing within my personal life, my business life, and thinking about how I can advocate for some of the things that I'm not necessarily happy about that's about to come up in our country. I've written letters already. I've reached out to people, and I'm doing my part. I'm talking to my local officials, and you can do the same. I pray that each and every one of you will take the time to protect your peace. Do what you need to do to get yourself out of this anxiety that we all find ourselves in right now. Remember, living in fear is not healthy because your body will pull all that in. Besides, fear is simply future events already ruined. And I choose not to ruin my future events. Now, sometimes it ain't that easy because it doesn't look the way I think it should. But the one thing I do know is joy comes in the morning. And depending on what lenses I view the world in is what I will see. So today, as for me and my house, I'm choosing to look for the positive. I'm choosing to look for the common ground in my fellow Americans and reach out and be a voice for positivity as we navigate through what is seemingly unknown, but a little bit expected. In any event, you guys have an absolutely fabulous day because America, this week we proved that the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. Did we choose wisely? Well, only time will tell. But I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about the future of America because there's always people that will be standing in the gap for each and every one of us, no matter what. You guys have a fabulous day. Be blessed, and I'll be back again soon. Take care.